All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Joy. I am back again with another live. Welcome to the Live Narc Free Ministries. Here we are all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So I'm really excited to be back on here. I know I'm on here a little bit later than usual, but I just still wanted to make sure that I came here. Um, Oh, and also, if this is you guys' first time watching me, so again, my name is Joy, and I am a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. Another thing I did want to say, you guys, is thank you so much for your overwhelming support. So again, I really, really appreciate it for all the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions. For those of you that reached out to me for any support sessions, any guidance, any clarity, or purchased any of my products, sugar scrubs, books. Thank you guys so much. You truly mean the world to me. Please continue to keep doing that. And then for any of you all that left donations, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate that. And if you are feeling called to leave a donation after watching this video, because maybe you found some value in it, it benefited you, it made sense, it resonated, please don't hesitate to leave a donation. You can do so at Coach Joy 510. That would be via Cashapp, and PayPal would be at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. And at Venmo would also be Joy Larkin. So anyway, you guys, thank you so, so much. I just wanted to throw that out there. I love you guys. Always, always. So you guys, today I wanted to talk about a topic here. This is not going to be too much of a long video here, but I just wanted to touch on the subject here. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Let's see here. So overcoming toxic patterns and negative cycles when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. Also, just kind of working through, because I'm pretty sure all of us could have done this before when it comes to people pleasing, like overcoming that need to people please and really just kind of coming into, a thing where you're learning to, for one, please yourself, and also just kind of make yourself a priority, and whatever else is important for you, not based off of what anyone else wants, but whatever you feel like is most important to you, making that a priority and kind of sticking to it, if that makes sense. But let's talk about overcoming toxic patterns and negative cycles, or it could be also karmic cycles when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. Now, this could be, for any narc in your life. So it could be a romantic situation. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It may be an in-law, sibling, auntie, uncle, whatever the case may be. So when it comes to toxic patterns and negative cycles, let's just kind of talk about what that may be here, right? So let's go ahead and Google and see here. Okay, so toxic patterns. Now this could play out, like I said, it could be in any way in which you're relating to another individual. So some toxic patterns could be controlling, right? It could be gaslighting, it could be jealousy, it could be disrespect, it could be walking on eggshells, it could be being too dependent. I'm on Google, by the way, you guys. It could be toxic communication, it could be physical abuse, it could be lack of support. Some also toxic patterns could be anger, dishonesty, where you could feel isolated from family and friends. It could be lack of trust, financial restrictions, manipulation, communication, and inability to make sacrifices, being too critical of your partner, blame, criticism, buying the solutions to relationship problems and things like that. So all of these here could be things in which you could be experiencing with your narcissist, whoever that narc could be in your life. So just kind of overcoming, maybe let's say the narcissist is trying to control you, or maybe they're trying to control a situation or trying to control an outcome. It's just kind of breaking free of that, like we said in last week on the previous live, or maybe the other video, was taking back your power, understanding that you're the one that holds the power. The narcissist has no power over you, only what you allow them to have. You get what I'm saying? And so and a lot of times what would happen is when it comes to a narcissist, in any dynamic, who that narc could be, what they'll do is they get their control because, let's say, you're meeting with a narcissist and everything is cool. And what tends to happen is they begin to love bomb you, right? They begin to love bomb you. They begin to help. They make you like feel comfortable with them. They make you feel like you can trust them. And that way you let your guard down. So that way you can feel like, oh, I can trust this person. This person's not going to hurt me. This person's not going to harm me in any way. You get what I'm saying? And they'll keep doing like little things to help you, to make you believe that, you can trust them, right? So, that they may do this for a while. Sometimes they could do it for years, but sometimes they may do it for a couple days, for a couple months. And then, once they get what they want, which could be, power over you, or, power over resources that you may have, or whatever the case may be, right? Or they feel like, you have to go to them before making any decisions. They can get that type of control over you. So once they feel like they have that type of control or that power over you, then that's when they begin to use the control against you, or the manipulation against you, right? For your own detriment. So you just want to be careful about that. But yeah, the narcissist will begin to try to control you. Maybe like, they may try to control who you talk to, what you wear, what you say, what you do, how you do it, and I had that with my aunt that I lived with for 5 years. She was a type of narc. She was a malignant narcissist, covert one. And she was all about the looks. So it was all about the image for her. She didn't want to look bad in front of folks. Like, she didn't want people to know who she really was behind closed doors, because, the narcissist has to they keep up an image with individuals, maybe that don't know them that well, maybe that see them from time to time. They want to look a certain way to individuals, but behind closed doors, the people that really knew them deep down, the mask came off. She was able to just do whatever, say whatever. She was abusive, toxic, jealous, negative, envious, always in competition. You get what I'm saying? And so, but the thing is that she would try to control me, not just me, but she would try to control her husband. She would try to control her children and things like that. Narcissists, they like I said, a lot of them can use their authority, or however their position is, they could use that against other people, and so and so sometimes, my aunt, she was well-to-do, you get what I'm saying? And so sometimes she would try to use finances against people. Like, she'll try to say like, oh, well, I'm paying for this, so that means you have to do that for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, again, with a narcissist, everything is with strings attached, just never out of any love, no care, no remorse or anything, And then another side, it could be where a narcissist may try to use you financially. So, they may try to play like, oh, I really need your help, or, oh, I really need you to do this for me. They try to play the damsel in distress, or they may try to play like, oh, they can't do this for themselves. And, you watching this, maybe you're an empathic person. You may feel sorry for them, or you just genuinely want to help people, or you genuinely want to be there to support someone. But you just want to be careful that, that individual is not trying to use that against you and trying to manipulate you into continuing to feed their toxic behaviors or their toxic communication. You get me? But yes. Oh, and then the other thing too, though, is that my aunt would try to control my relationships, right? So it would be certain individuals that I would try to have like friendships with, or even like it would just dating situations, like way back in the day when I was like 19, 1920 and stuff like that. And she would be like, oh, I don't like that person, or oh, that person doesn't seem right. Or, she was very quick to judge, like she didn't know that person at all, but she would automatically judge that person just based off of what, whatever was going on in her head. But the whole point is that she was trying to control me, right? And because the thing is that the narcissist wants all of your attention. They want they want you to focus on them. They don't want you to focus on anybody else but them. They don't even want you to focus on yourself. Like, they don't even want you to take care of yourself. They don't care about what your needs are, what's good for you. Like, if you need to practice some self-care, if you need time to yourself, or you're just trying to regroup, you're trying to heal, they don't care about that. And yeah, for some of them, they can control people because some people are not aware of what's going on. But for those that are aware and they wake up, then the narcissist loses their control, because the narcissist only controls people that are asleep, that are unaware, that are not sure what's going on, that may be confused, that could be scatterbrained, and they may have a lot going on, and they have like a lot of stuff going on in their mind to really see like what's going on. So again, that's why it's always important to spend time by yourself, so that way you can see clearly, you can think clearly, and kind of wake up to see like what's been going on, and how maybe it could be an individual that's a narcissist in your life, how they could be trying to control you. They may be trying to control other people, but you have to wake up and see that they don't have any power, only unless what you allow them to have, right? So that's how that works. But anyway, so that could be a toxic pattern, right? So overcoming the ability to allow the narcissist to control you, right? Now, another thing is that the narcissist could be jealous of you. Whatever the case may be, the narcissist could be jealous. It could be a narc mother could be jealous of you, or a narc in-law, or it could be a friend, it could be a colleague, it could be a neighbor, it could be anyone, to be honest, but a lot of times, when it comes to jealousy with the narcissist, they are jealous of people that, usually they're around, or maybe people they may see, or whatever the case may be. And again, like with my aunt, she was very jealous of me, very jealous of my potential. And mind you, you guys, when I used to live with my aunt, I was like 17, you guys. Like, and my aunt was a whole grown woman, like career set, house, cars, kids, married, all kinds of stuff. And she was jealous of a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, like, so yeah, and then just always comparing herself to me constantly, and other people, and always talking down on other people to make herself feel better, and it just shows the insecurity of it. A lot of narcissists are not secure. They're very just hateful, mean, evil, wishing bad on folks. They like gossip, they like drama, they like to do smear campaigns, and you don't have any control over it, and it really shouldn't bother you. It's just like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I know that that's easier said than done for some folks. Like I said, the narcissist may be your mother, it could be your dad, it could be an in-law, and things like that. So those are some things that, you may have to regulate accordingly. But luckily, like I said, I am in no contact with my aunt. I'm also in no contact with the male narc that I used to date for 4 years, many, many years back. So I no longer have to deal with that. So that is a plus for me. Now, I know some folks feel obligated to some of the narcs in their lives. They could feel a sense of fear, worry, doubt, or maybe the narcissist is trying to make you feel guilty, right? Or, because a lot of narcs will do that. They try to make you feel guilty. They try to make you feel bad for making your own decisions. They try to make you feel bad for wanting good, right? Good relationships, good connections, or they try to make you feel bad for living your life, or they may try to make you feel bad for not doing what it is that they want you to do. Like the narcissist, they want you to do something, and when you don't do it, they act out, right? They get crazy, they get loud, and they want to blow up, and they want to start arguments. They may want to start fights and things like that. And still a no. Like, you get what I'm saying? You just have to realize that you are the one that has the power. The narcissist has no power here. Just keep that in mind, right? It is what it is. So again, that's overcoming some toxic patterns here. again, the financial restrictions, right? I know the thing with my aunt too, and you guys may experience this. She, like I said, she would use the finances as a form of control. So she would say like, oh, like this is when I was younger, right? I was like 17, 18, stuff like that. I was still trying to figure things out. And even now, you get me? But she was saying like, oh, since I'm paying your phone bill and this and that. This was like around the time when I was moving out and getting my own place and things like that, having roommates, because the thing is, remember too, when it comes to the narcissists, they don't want you to move on. They want you to stay with them for life, especially if it's a parent. They don't want you, like I said, to have your own family, to live your own life and enjoy it and see like what's potentially could be out there for you, like for happiness or success or whatever the case may be. They don't want you to experience that because, again, they see you as competition. Your own parent could see you as competition. Your own in-law is competing against you. They're jealous of you, envious, smear campaign, your own family members, own relatives, even friends. It could be a friend, it could be a colleague as well. But she would say, oh, I'm paying your phone bill. You sure you're going to be able to handle this? Another thing too is when I was like wanting to move out on my own, she was like, are you sure you're going to be able to pay your rent? You sure you're going to be able to pay your own phone bill? You're living here with me for free and you don't have to worry about that. And I'm sitting here telling like, yeah, I'll be fine. Isn't that what adults do? Adults pay their bills, they pay their expenses and things like that, but the narcissist will try to use fear tactics. They'll try to use fear, worries, doubts, guilt, try to shame you into doing what it is that they want you to do. They try to control you with guilt. They try to control you with fear. They could try to control you with a smear campaign. They could try to control you with using other people. They could also try to use other people as a way to get you back or as a way to, come against you or whatever the case may be, or as a way to control you, essentially, to get their way. And you still just have to say, no, I'm not going to do it. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm sorry that, you feel that way. But you have to live your life. You got to do what's best for you. And then the other thing too is what the narcissist will do is they'll use, like I said, other people. So like with my aunt, what she used to do is she would, like I had a friend of mine's that I was close with and things like that. And what my aunt would say is because, everybody has their own things that they want to do with their life. Like not everybody is the same. Everybody wants to study different stuff. People have their own, like, whatever they want to do, interests, hobbies, goals, whatever. And so at the time I was still in college and I was, trying to figure things out. And then I think I had got my associate's degree or something like that. And then my friend, she was doing like another study. And then out of nowhere, my aunt was like, oh, well, so-and-so has her degree. Joy, where's yours? And I'm saying her like, I don't know. And I really don't care. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so they'll do little stuff like that. They'll try to like make you feel like low about yourself. They try to make you feel jealous or make you feel less than because that's how they feel. So a lot of times they'll try to project onto you whatever it is that they feel, you get me, and try to make you feel the same way. But it's just like, no, that's not how I feel. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, give this video a like. And I want to know what's you guys' takeaway. How do you guys feel about what I'm saying? And I know it's probably some narcs out there watching, but, it is what it is. You got to always be honest, So anywho, but yeah, so again, just another toxic pattern here before we kind of move forward. Is just going to be also something that stood out was manipulation, right? So the narcissist will try to manipulate you. Again, like I said, just guilt tripping, guilt trip you, like I said, to try to make you feel bad about a decision you want to make, or to try to make you feel bad about, moving on from them. Like, let's say it could be a romantic partner or romantic situation, or it could be, a love dynamic or whatever. So let's say you're wanting to move on from someone, and maybe it could be like somebody you used to talk to or someone you used to date. And what your narc would do is they'll try to make you feel bad for wanting better for yourself. They try to make you feel bad for making good decisions for yourself. Like, obviously, if you used to have relations with a narc and it didn't work out, that means it didn't work out for a reason, but what the narcissist is going to do, they're going to be like, no, like, come back here. Like, you can't move on. Like, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, I'm going to do this at all costs. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so you just got to stay strong and firm and be like, no, like, it's a reason why it didn't work out. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, they'll just be possessive. They'll do whatever they can do, they'll be desperate. They'll be selfish. Like I said, they'll get other folks involved. They can't handle that rejection. And so it's like, we all get rejected, and it's a part of life. And so, sometimes I guess the narcissists, they feel like they're above that, and everybody goes through it. I've been through it. I'm pretty sure you've been through it. And that's just, it is what it is, So, but yeah, they'll try to isolate you too. They'll try to isolate you from family and friends and things like that. I know that the male narc that I dealt with, I definitely felt like I was isolated at that time. That was many, many years back. Because due to the fact, like, I actually trusted this person. Like, I trusted the narc. I felt like he was a friend of mine's, mentor. I saw him as a mentor and things like that. And by the way, it's funny, like, the male narc that I used to deal with, I saw that he looked at my LinkedIn page, and I was just like, oh, like, but I think that was in 2021. That just goes to show you, like, how they still, like, they try to hold on to you. They don't want to let you go because they feel like they own you. They feel very entitled to you. Like, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so they'll definitely go to desperate measures here. They'll definitely go to desperate measures. But the biggest thing is that you have to be desperate in your conviction to say, no, like, I've made my decision. This is what it is. I'm sorry you may not like it, but I got to do what's best for me, So yeah, it is what it is type of thing. Let's see here. What else? But yeah, they'll try to play the victim, they may try to call you excessively, text you, may try to call you until you answer, or text you until you answer. They may try to bug you or get other people to bug you, or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that. So that's all a part of the manipulation here. Let's see. So I hope that made sense as far as just overcoming any toxic patterns that you could be engaging in when it comes to the narcissist. Also, you could be walking on eggshells too. You might, because the thing is you may be trying to, go along and get along, people please. We'll talk about that momentarily. And you probably feel like you don't want to do something that's going to make the narcissist upset, or make the narcissist not like you, or disappoint them, or let the narc down. But you got to remember, the narcissist does not care about you at all. They don't care about you. A lot of times they don't even care about themselves. So, it is what it is. You get me? Like, but again, I know sometimes it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, because again, you're not trying to hurt anybody, but you got to remember, the narcissist doesn't care who else they hurt. So you just got to keep that in mind. It's just like, well, I got to do what's best for me at the end of the day, So yeah, you could feel like you can't relax. Like you may feel like stressed out or tense, or, you could feel like people are just watching you all the time and just following you around. And it's just like, okay, like, that makes you happy. But it is what it is. And so, you may feel like if you make a decision, you may feel like that's going to make the narcissist upset. But I mean, think back to how many times the narcissist made you upset. Think back to the times they betrayed you. Think back to the times that they lied to you. And, they don't care about you, so just keep that in mind. Let's see here. But, yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so you guys, let's talk a little bit about, let's take a look here. Okay, so the negative cycles or karmic cycles, overcoming that. So as far as overcoming those toxic patterns, let's just make it clear that you just have to recognize it as a toxic pattern And you have to be able to break that toxic pattern and not feel bad about it, or don't allow anybody to make you feel guilty or feel bad for doing what's best for you, to making a healthy decision for you in your life, or for you and your family, or for you and whoever else is involved in the situation. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, so I hope that that made sense. So yeah, let's talk about negative cycles here. Karmic cycles. Negative karmic cycles. And again, you could have a negative karmic cycle with anyone in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be like the narcissist. It can be in any way. Okay, so yeah, let's go over this here. So a karmic relationship. So let's say, whoever is in your life, the narcissist, maybe it's a karmic to you, right? Whether it's like a friend, it could be another family member, a sibling, auntie, uncle, whatever the case may be, or in a certain environment, you may be attached to a person that it's a karmic relationship. So let's talk about it. So a karmic relationship can be characterized by negative cycles that can lead to harmful behaviors and emotional exhaustion. Some signs of a karmic relationship includes, let's kind of go over this here. Okay, so codependency. So partners may feel each other's needs, but fear of losing the relationship can cause the codependent behavior that leads to their partner leaving. This can lead to emotional distance, frustration, and lack of closeness. So that's something that you could be dealing with right now when it comes to you and your narc. Maybe the narcissist is codependent on you financially, emotionally, mentally, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe they're trying to they need your energy, so they need you around them in order to make them feel better, or in order for them to get things, they just need your energy around them. And then when you don't do that, then they act out, or they lash out, or they have a temper tantrum or something like that. So just keep that in mind. All right. And then let's see here. Okay, an emotional roller coaster. So it says partners may experience intense emotions, including happiness, frustration, upset, anger, in response to each other's toxic behaviors. So the emotions could be going up and down, up and down. So it could be a period where, everything is great with the narcissist. You're having a good time, laughing, smiling, stuff like that. And then let's just say you're not giving the narcissist something that they want. Then it's just like, okay, it's the opposite. You're yelling, screaming, angry texting, or emotional blackmailing, or arguing over the phone, or arguing in person, or whatever case may be. You get what I'm saying? So that could be the emotional roller coaster, but it's happening in cycles, every couple weeks, or maybe it's every 2 to 3 months. And then, the negative happens, and then it'll go back to the positive, right? And then the next couple months, it'll go back to the negative. And then you have another couple months, it goes back to the positive. So it's a roller coaster, it goes up and down, around and around. So, if you're on that emotional roller coaster, you got to realize that that's what it is. And it's a part of you being in a toxic relationship, because healthy relationships are not like that, And also with a healthy relationship, you're not codependent. You don't need that person. You want them, but you don't need them. If they're not there, it's just okay, cool. You just move on to the next one. But it's if you're dealing with a narcissist dynamic, they need you for something. It's not out of love. They need you, literally need you, as far as depending on you financially. You get what I'm saying? So, and I know it's cool to be needed, but when it's that type of need, again, that person can manipulate you. They can try to control you, and they try to, use stuff against you, and that's not out of love, so. Yeah, here we go. Constant drama. Partners may look for drama and play unconscious games with each other. Yeah, so some folks that are in toxic karmic cycles or relationships, it's always drama, right? And I get it. Some people may enjoy the drama. I mean, that's what those reality shows are about. You know what I'm saying? The Atlanta Housewives and, all that stuff. The Kardashian type of thing. Some people like that type of drama. Me personally, I'm just not that type of individual. I've never been, I never will be, so But some people love it. Some people have to have the drama. But how you know that you could be in a karmic negative cycle with the individual is the constant drama. And it doesn't matter who that person is in your life. It could also be, like I said, any type of environment. It could be you could have a karmic cycle with a friend. You could have a karmic cycle with a neighbor or whoever, whatever environment it could be. It could be constant drama going on. And then also there's unhealthy behaviors here. So karmic love can expose people's worst qualities such as jealousy, disrespect, deception, anger. Other harmful behaviors include lying or hiding things from your partner to avoid a fight, possessiveness, and wanting to control your partner. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes they could want to try to provoke you to start something with you. That's another unhealthy behavior. Like, that's not normal to do that to people. Like, if they're constantly trying to provoke you or trying to get you angry or trying to get you upset, or they're trying to disrespect you or trick you or have a scheme and do all this stuff, it's like, that's unhealthy. Like, very toxic. But like I said, some people like the toxicity. I'm just not one of those type of persons. So, But yeah, and then also the emotional, physical is all. The emotional and physical exhaustion, right? So the constant drama, the ups and downs, the uneasiness of a karmic relationship can affect a person mentally, physically, emotionally, leaving them to feel worn out. So a lot of folks, if you're feeling worn out, if you're tired, you feel uneasy, or, you feel drained, or you feel fatigued, it could more than likely be due to a karmic relationship or a karmic cycle that you could be in with an individual. And like I said, that could be with anybody that you can think of. So, it's just all about recognizing it and just understanding when to let it go, and like when to say, okay, I have the power here and I can make the decision to stop it. That other person may not stop, but that has nothing to do with you. You remember, you only have control over yourself. So, what other people do has nothing to do with you. It's about yourself. Like, you have to heal, you have to recover from these toxic behaviors or these toxic patterns. Maybe you have gotten or seen from other people around you, other family members, or maybe that's all you knew. Maybe you thought that was love, or something like that, but you had to come to see, like, yeah, that's not love. That's about control. That's about jealousy. That's about, manipulation. Has nothing to do with love. You get what I'm saying? And so, we all learn here. That's what life is all about. Life is a school. We're here to learn. Some people learn the lessons and some people don't. And for those that don't, it may take them a longer while to get the lesson, but sometimes people eventually do get the lesson and some folks don't, and it's like, that's their choice. It is what it is. Like I said, it has nothing to do with you. The focus, and again, I never tell folks what to do. I just always give my recommendations based off of what I've gone through and what has helped me along my journey. And, stuff like that. What has helped me to break toxic patterns, what has helped me to break negative cycles was focusing on myself and healing. Like, without you healing, you are going to stay stuck in a toxic cycle or a toxic pattern. You're going to engage in it unconsciously, even though you may not like it, but because you haven't done the inner work, you haven't healed, you haven't spent time by yourself, you haven't let go of toxic behaviors or toxic addictions or toxic environment or people around you, you're going to consistently stay in these type of cycles, and like I said, it's a choice. It's a choice, at the end of the day, and things like that. I think for me, I was just tired of being engaged in certain patterns and cycles in my life. Like, even when I was like younger, like years ago, when I made that decision, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, nah, like, what I'm saying? And, for some folks, it may take longer than others, to recognize it. But, once you do make that decision, you'll be like, oh, okay, like, you understand. So anyways, I hope that made sense, you guys. So I do want to talk a little bit about people pleasing before we head out, because like I said, I didn't want to make this video too long. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's take a look. People pleasing. It's a lot of folks in the room. Y'all can say hi if y'all want. Y'all can give the video a like. Like I said, I know we got some folks watching. We got some good folks in here, and I know some other folks may be watching too. So, let's take a look here. All right. So people pleasing definition. So, and this is not to say like, oh, you're doing this, da, 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 da. This is just recognizing it. I think I made a video about this back in 2022 because this is something that I used to do myself, so I can admit that. But it's something to just look into, just to see how this could be affecting your life and, the impact of it, right? So you can go to medical news today. So it says people pleaser is not a medical term, so there is no clinical definition for what it means. Generally, it describes a person who consistently strives to please others, often sacrificing their own wants or needs in the process. Most people want to feel loved and valued, especially in close relationships. So now here's another one here. It says someone who cares a lot about whether other people like them and always wants others to approve of their actions. Before the training, she had been a people pleaser who wasn't assertive enough. And then also real quick, let's talk about what kind of trauma causes people pleasing. So due to some of these patterns, fawning response often occur in the context of an abusive relationship, including children who are abused by their parents or guardians or intimate partner violence. Fawning is not exclusive to relationships though. And then also real quick here, an example of people pleasing. Agreeing with whoever is in front of you. So many of us learn how to politely listen to others as part of our social skills. That can veer into people-pleasing behavior if you constantly agree with people because you want to earn their admiration and not because you believe what they're saying. So I guess I just wanted to read that to you all because for some of you, you may have learned to be a people pleaser in your life. And this may have not been from a narc per se, or for some it may have been because maybe you wanted the approval of your narcissist, especially if it was a parent dynamic or in-law or sibling or whatever the case may be. You wanted to be loved, liked, and accepted by, the people around you. And that's normal. Like we all want to feel accepted. We all want to be a part of a community and things like that. But when it comes to a narcissistic relationship or a narcissistic dynamic, or it could be even a cult. It could be a narcissistic cult, because a lot of narcissistic families, they all have their positions and they're all alike. They're all behaving in the same way. Now, for some, it could be where one person is the scapegoat. So one person wakes up and see like, oh, okay, like something's not right here. You get what I'm saying? And that person is used as a scapegoat. So that person is blamed for everything negative in that family dynamic. But going back to the people pleasing though. So for some of you, you may have become a people pleaser when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. And, maybe you've been doing it for a while and, maybe you're not really happy per se, but maybe it's kind of helping you along the way. Or maybe you feel like, okay, like I'm surviving, or okay, I'm able to kind of make everybody happy. But, inside you're really not happy. You get what I'm saying? And so I guess I'm just saying all this to say it's just to maybe just challenge yourself not to be a people pleaser. Like I know you may feel afraid to do that or afraid of what people are going to think. You may feel like people are going to criticize you or judge you, but it's just like, it doesn't matter. Only God can judge you. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what anybody says or thinks about you, because as I always say, if no one's paying your bills, no one's supporting you, like it doesn't matter what anybody says or thinks. You get me? So, as far as, the people pleasing though, but yeah, I think it's just really important to recognize if you are doing this or you've been doing this for a while, it's just to see like maybe why you're doing it and what's the intent. Like, do you really, like if somebody is in front of you and maybe they're proposing something to you and, if what it is that they're saying, do you really agree with it or do you really want to do it, or do you just want to do it because you want them to like you, or you want people to admire you, or you don't want people to have a different opinion of you, that type of thing. You get what I'm saying? I hope that made sense. How do you guys feel? For those of you that are in a room, what do you guys feel about that? Yeah, another one. It says the most common signs of people pleasing is feeling anxious about the opinions and feelings of others. These feelings often stem from insecurity. You may fear people perceiving you unfairly, so you conform your behaviors to fit in the box and overshadow your true self. Now, the thing is, it's not to say that you're not caring about how other people feel or their opinion. It just depends on who those people are. You get what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to a narcissist or other toxic people, whatever their opinions are or whatever their feelings are, that shouldn't matter, because remember, that's how they feel about you. They don't care about you, because think about it, they wouldn't be doing the things to you that they've done if they really cared. You get what I'm saying? But if it's just, maybe other folks, or just generally speaking, if you know that person has good intentions, then yes, like, okay, consider. But also remember that if you are making yourself a priority, then you actually, this is something that I saw in the video, you'll realize that when you make God first in your life, when you make God a priority, you're not going to care about what other people are going to say. You more so are going to care about what God says. And when God tells you what's the best thing to do or the best decision to make, then you can make your decision from there. That's what I always do, to be honest. Like, I always go to God. God has really been a person that I've been focused on pleasing the most, because God makes me happy, God gives me peace, and God keeps me going. If it wasn't for God, I don't know where I would be. I'm just saying, y'all. But that's just how I feel. But anyway, so I hope that this was a helpful video. Overcoming toxic patterns and negative cycles when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. Hopefully you're able to break free slowly but surely, or for some, you're just like, oh, you're just gonna do whatever you need to do. But for some, you may have to just kind of do it on your own accord, or whatever the case may be. Because like I said, I never tell folks what to do. I'm just here guiding folks based off of what I've been through dealing with narcissists and what's helped me, and all that good stuff like that. Whatever the case may be. But yeah, hopefully, same thing with the people pleasing. Hopefully you can learn that, it's okay to make decisions for yourself. It's okay to stand up and assert yourself, and to be firm on anything that you want to do with your life, or to be firm on any decisions that you want to make in your life, and to do what's best for you, to make you a priority, or to make things that, whatever makes you happy, putting that as a priority. Because if you put other people's happiness over your own happiness, you're going to be miserable. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's nothing to play with. Like, that's real talk, like, for real. Because yeah, it's just like, you got to find out what makes you happy. And how you find out what makes you happy is by spending that time by yourself, by doing that introspection, reflection, finding out what has caused you trauma, what's caused you to hurt, what's caused you harm, and things like that. And realizing the people that's doing that, the people that are causing that type of strife in your life, you get what I'm saying? And just, being able to discern and see. Because again, the narcissist is always going to try to have their tactics, their schemes, and their tricks, but at the end of the day, the mask is going to fall off. Like, you get what I'm saying? The mask is going to come off, and you're going to see clearly, So, anyways, you guys, I hope that this was helpful and insightful, gave you guys any clarity or confirmation you needed when it comes to breaking patterns, toxic cycles, negative cycles, and overcoming people pleasing. I know it's not easy, right? I know it's not easy, because you want everybody to like you. You want everybody to love you. You want everybody to see you a certain way, but it's not possible. I mean, some people may not like you for no reason at all. They don't know you at all. They never had a conversation with you, or anything like that. And they just don't like you for whatever the case may be. And that's not your problem. It's not your fault either. You know what I'm saying? And you have some people that will love you. You have some people that will love you for no reason. They just love you unconditionally, because that's just who they are. That's just what they do. They love. That's it, And you have some people that hate. That's what they do. They're there to hate, And it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have no control over that. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. Make sure that you guys do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. I would love to know, what was your biggest takeaway? What was your feedback? How do you guys feel? And all that good stuff. And don't forget, you guys, make sure that you reach out to me if you would like any support in any way that I can best help you. Please reach out to me. You can go to my website at livenarcfree.com, or you can send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com as well. Excuse me. Sorry about that, you guys. And don't forget to try my sugar scrub. And I actually did get a few orders, so shout out to those of you that have purchased a sugar scrub. You guys, I'm really excited. I actually got to mail some of the orders out. But yes, get your sugar scrub. It's $27. You can get I have milk and coconut and citrus ginger, and as I mentioned before, I do have some more scents coming out, so make sure that you guys do stay tuned to that. Definitely working on a couple projects. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. I'm super excited to share that with you all. But yeah, I'm just wishing you all well. And like I said, I'm here for you. You can reach out if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, need a listening ear. Maybe you need some advice. I'm here for you. I would love to support you in any way that I can. Make sure that you do inquire about my 90-day coaching program as well, especially when it comes to overcoming narcissistic abuse, or if you would like to learn how to turn your pain into power. So let's say you've been through a very traumatic experience and you want to learn how to turn that into something that's going to be able to not only help you, but help others. You can definitely inquire about my 90-day coaching program and things like that. Any courses, any self-study books, you're more than welcome to inquire. So anyway, I love you guys. I want to give you guys a hug. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.